In this video, I get to feature your work. Yes, these amazing creations were made by viewers of my channel who were inspired by my tutorials or using my patterns as a springboard for their own creativity, and I can't wait to feature them now. Hello everyone, I'm Kaz and welcome to my office. Yes, we're not in the lair today because I needed my desktop to be able to organize this video. Clear back in 2018, I made a video where I featured the work of artists who were in some way inspired by work of my own, whether it was my tutorials or build logs or even patterns. This is my favorite part of sharing my builds on YouTube and social media. It makes me so happy to see that my work has helped inspire other people to be creative. And your work in turn inspires me to be more creative and share more. So we can just keep going round and round, filling the world with beautiful art. I hope that by featuring these artists, you will find more people to watch and root for, and we can all keep being creative together. Now, I am ashamed that I haven't made a community feature since that video in 2018. And some of the entries that I'm going to show today are from that long ago. I admit I wasn't the most organized back then, and I still struggle with any sort of call to action or advertising. A lot has changed since 2018. 5 years is a long time. I've had many health struggles and life changes that have held me back from a lot of my ambitions. But I feel like I'm finally getting my life in order to the point where I wanted to catch up on all those old entries, not only for like peace of mind of myself, but knowing that everybody who has wanted to be featured on my channel will be featured. And moving forward, I have a better system of capturing these entries so that I'll be able to stay on top of the organization, so it won't be so much of a burden for me to like gather entries from across the internet and make this type of video. So if you want to be featured in one of these videos in the future, see the description down below for how to submit those entries. You can email me, you can tag me on social media, like just any way you can get it in front of me, I'll have a way to save it and get it ready for recording. So let's get right into the first one. This first one we have is from GameDweeber, and they sent me this email and wrote, "I have been following your work for quite some time now, and you have served as a strong inspiration for fueling my passion for cosplay. My Argonian was my first big step towards a large creature cosplay. It is composed of a variety of different materials and techniques, though I specifically watched your Greymane and Hogger videos to determine how to craft some aspects of the outfit. One of your Greymane videos was strongly used as reference for the straps on the back of the head. Other aspects of the outfit use EVA foam, foam clay, and Wonderflex. Attached are a few pictures of the final outfit. If you would like any information on how I created Ryu the Argonian, I would be happy to answer any questions. You can find me on all these places, and I will definitely have those linked in the description below. I strive to create tutorials like you someday so I can walk people through my process. Thank you so much for your inspiration. Keep on building. I strongly look forward to whatever you have in store. Sincerely, Rhea." So I remember getting this email back then, and it was just so amazing. Look at these photos. Just so cool. I love the colors. I love the shape of the horns. Those look like real goat horns, man. The eyes are so focused and intimidating, which I love that about creatures. And yeah, the paint job is great. I love the colors that you chosen and the outfit that the character is wearing too. It just all fits. And I love Argonian and Skyrim, so it's just amazing. Now, I know that GameDweeber has moved on to make some amazing cosplays since then. I started watching them right after that email, and they've just made some amazing things. And I love all their silly behind the scenes videos. of how they do it too. They're just great. I love this Monty animatronic. The eyes are so great. Like everything about their work, like I am really a fan of them now. One thing I love about their Argonian build in particular is that they really shared like in depth how they built it. So on this Stan Winston school post, they entered it into their Halloween costume contest and really wrote out everything and have some beautiful behind the scenes pictures. So here's the reference images that they were going for. Their work on the eye, like they made it once and they made it twice, and the second time was so much better. These hands are beautiful. I love the long claws. I love the texture of the EVA foam. This bottom of the hand is great. Like I love the space there because that like lets you have all the movement that you need, but it still creates that creature vibe. This tail, so much detail. I love it. And stilts like these, like they were super brave to do stilts like this. Like I haven't even tried stilts like this. And some details for their costume, how they transformed just a base into their own custom work. I love it. I love these scales on the under throat area. The eyes are just gorgeous. I love seeing work in progress pictures like this. It's so inspiring. And how they did the eyelids. So clever, so great. And the paint job. So there you have it. I will link down in the description their link tree where you can follow them all over the freaking internet, and I definitely suggest you do. The next one was submitted by a very proud grandma named Andy, and she wanted to show me her granddaughter, who was 10 years old at the time, so I've blurred her face in the pictures because she's a kid in the photos and still. But she made this for her Halloween costume. Let's see. Hello, my granddaughter is 10 years old and she made her Halloween costume from your pattern and tutorial. Here are some photos of the results. She printed the pattern on 11 by 17 paper to make it larger. Thanks for all you do. She really enjoyed releasing her inner beast. Oh, this is so cool. And I love how she was clever enough to like print it on bigger paper just to get the pattern a little bit bigger for a very big bad wolf. Let's see, there's another picture here. Like I love this one. She's doing the embrace your inner beast hands. I thought it was super clever putting the vision port in the center because of course a bigger pattern would make it so the eyes were like a little too far apart, but putting it right there where she could see out of it was great. So thank you, Andy, and tell your granddaughter that I love it. The next one is from Marlene, and she writes, "Hi Kaz, here you can find some pictures of my dragon quest. It was my very first Warbler project for a friend. It is a stage accessory for a fire show. It was very challenging for me because I have never sculpted or built things like this, and I've never used resin, etc. I only learned Warbler techniques 8 months ago during a 3-week-long masterclass, and I just like it so much. I am actually a professional fire performer, and I have my own company that you can like if you like it. And I'll link this website in the description below. Like, check this out. Fire! This is so cool. Thank you lots for your video about LED lights. It is exactly what I was looking for. I first start with the clay sculpt, reserved the modeling for resin, and let the other one dry for painting on. And then she finally chose the LED one. I am very happy about the results. Thanks. Wish you the best, Marlene." These eyes turned out gorgeous, and they're huge and glowing. Like, I considered my glowing eye video a fail, but this person turned it around into a win. So there's the sculpt and the mold box for molding and the LEDs behind the eyes. This is the one that she painted, but she decided to go with the glowing one. And there's the whole big dragon head. And I think that that just looks so fantastic. That would be so cool to see on stage. So thank you for your submission. The next entry we have is from Paul. He says, "Hey Kazul, the character's name is Hendrik T. Wrong. The puppet monster has full blink and mouth and waggly tongue. It stands about 9 feet high when all parts are used. It can be puppeted as a head and shoulders only, or the full body with both hands free, or with the Henson-style dummy arm, including some more final pics and some work-in-progress photos. I used your horn technique to make the horns and teeth. Teeth had to be reduced closer to the final on the bottom to allow for more range of motion. Paul." So this creature is just so lovable. I love, like he said, he used my carving technique on the teeth, and I think they look great, the teeth and horns. I just love this big goofy smile. There's an up close of the horns, great texture, I love it. Oh man, this guy is so cool. Oh, I love the big belly, I love the big jaw. And Paul has a Instagram where he has more videos of it moving. I love this blink mechanism where it's kind of like the Henson, like the whole eyebrow comes down over the eyes. I think that's so clever. And the big waggly tongue that comes out. I love how it moves around like rah, and just the puppeting to like open up the mouth and stuff. It's just so fun. I love it. Now Paul makes these crazy clock critters now. And so you can go follow him on Instagram, and I'll have a link in the description. Next entry is from Lunna. Now I found this one on Twitter, and this is using my fox pattern, and I just love this character. I love all the wood texture carved into the face and the bits of moss that are all over. I think it looks so cool. I love these bits of gold too. The jewels on the head, I love the way the eyes are painted, all the green, like everything. It came together for one really good looking mask. And they also have other masks that they've made with my pattern. Like I love this huge mouth cut out of this one up here, and the eyes, all the eyes, like it's made me happy seeing that huge smile. And then of course like a traditional looking kitsune one, but this looks great. I love the addition of the fur inside the ears. And the fur hood around the neck looks great too. Like this one with the super long fur coming out, like it's all super fun and I love it. Thank you for your submission. I will have the link to their Twitter in the description below. This next entry is from Floebean on Twitter. And this one they built, they told me in DMs that they're a 2D artist and that they haven't really done any 3D things. But they said that my pattern was really helpful and effortless to get them into making it. And I love how it turned out, like the addition of the silver fur around the hood and the painting of the spots to indicate like some fur here. Like I think it's all just really fun and really good looking. And thrown together with the rest of the costume, it just makes for a really fun vibe. Thank you for your submission. I'll have a link to their Twitter in the description below. The next submission is from DeeMendesArt on Twitter. Now this one, I super love this costume. Like just look at all the detail on that face, like all the fur painting and the way that it matches the color of the hood, the way that it's integrated with the colors, these flowers up here on the head with the costume. The feet and hands are such a nice touch to the overall vibe of this costume. I really do love it. And I have some more up close pictures. I'm a sucker for moon motifs, so that was made me happy. But this paint job, it's so cool. It makes it blend in so well to the actual fur. Like, I just love it, and I love looking at this mask. It like gives it so much dimensionality, and you finished it, like you put together and finished the pattern so beautifully. Like this looks really flawless in all the details. The subtle fur in the ears also looks fantastic and is so well integrated with your paint job. Like, man, this one is just gorgeous. I love it, and I love coming back and looking at it. Even, let's see, this was October of 2022, so I've kept this in my inspiration file on my phone and look at it every once in a while. So thank you for the submission. If you want to follow more of DeeMendesArt, link in the description. So this next submission comes from Beastcub, and this one's a little bit different because this was actually built on my wing harness, and I have the template for sale for that, but Beastcub came to me at the right time with this project and asked me to build the harness for them. So I built the under harness that was like a little shape under this wing. You can see a little bit of the white thing that attaches into a harness that I also built that goes around the wearer. But they finished it up beautifully into these gorgeous dragon wings. Like, I love all the texture from the fabric that they used on the scaly part. And here you can see a video of them in motion, and the whole costume is just gorgeous. I love the articulation of the face and where it sits on the head. I love how the chest was popped out. Like, it really is a gorgeous dragon costume, and I'm glad I could be a small part of it by building the wing harness, but Beastcub really finished them up beautifully. And I'll have a link to all her social media in the description below. This next submission comes from Apoxon Arts, and I love this mask. I love the playfulness with all the dot motif going on. The colors look great, and the fur hood looks awesome, and they even made a kigu to match, and I just think it looks so great. Like, I love this environment. I love this vibe, this whole picture. It just makes me happy seeing, and Apoxon makes like a bunch of beautiful work. So I was really honored when they decided to make my pattern and feature it in such a beautiful way on their Twitter. So I'll have a link to their Twitter in the description below. This next submission comes from DogChomp on Twitter, and they made two masks. This first one with my kitsune mask pattern. This whole Day of the Dead vibe is so cool. I love how they cut out the teeth and made them dimensional. And that would also help with ventilation in this mask. I noticed that they put some mesh there to keep it dark but still allow some ventilation. Same in the nose. But yeah, I just love this. I love that they used the glow puffy paints on it. I think it just looks spectacular. So much fun. All the little designs, and under a black light, that must look really awesome. And here's the T-Rex that they're working on too. And I love the color. I love the addition of the horns everywhere. The paint job is great. I love that they kept this as a vision port and painted it to hide it. It looks great. They're working on some eyes using my eye technique, and yes, they were saying that the recommendation to use metallic paint is wonderful. So yeah, there's some really cool color shift going on this one. That'll make the coolest eye when it's done. So thank you for letting me feature your work, and I'll have a link to their social media in the description below. This next submission comes from Maddoggiraffe on Instagram. They sent me a picture of this. They built the kitsune mask and painted it up for a masquerade party. And I really adore this paint job. I think that the scratchy whimsical vibe of it. It very much reminds me of a children's book illustration, like a old vintage one. Like, I just really love the look of this mask. And I asked him, he was making it into Fantastic Mr. Fox, so I asked him, and he got like a little bit of a photo of him wearing the suit and the mask together. I think it looks great. So thank you so much, Maddoggiraffe. I'll leave a link in the description to his social media down below. And last up in this video, we have a submission from Malytwotails on Twitter. And they used my kitsune and wolf mask to make these super rainbow, psychedelic, glowing masks. And I love them to death. Like, they're just so cool to look at, all the intricate details that they did, and just how cool they look under black light. It's so cool. So this is the kitsune mask, and here's the wolf. And I love how they put a little bend in the ear to give it a little more personality. It just looks so good. And this last photo that I'll leave you on, like, this is just on her neon tapestry. And man, that picture is trippy, but I love looking at it. So thank you so much for letting me feature this work. I know that they took these masks to Burning Man, which is super cool. And yeah, I will leave a link to their social media in the description below. That's all I have to share for you for today. Thank you so much for everyone who let me feature their work, and I just enjoy so much seeing what people do and gushing about the details. I especially love it when people share their work in progress pictures, which a lot of these people have in their social medias. So please, please, please click on their links down below and check them all out. They're all great. And if you want to be featured in one of these videos, there'll be details in the description for how to do that. I can take an email, or you can just tag me on social media, and I'll get it. And I promise that it will not take me 5 years more to make another one. I want to do these more regularly. It won't be, I can't promise every month. Maybe someday in my creative journey and my YouTube journey, I'll get to the point where I can do that. But when I get enough for another feature video, when I get enough entries for another feature video, I will put it together and get it out there, so that you can find more creative people to watch, and hopefully I'll get to feature your work on this here someday. So thank you again for watching. I'm Kazul, reminding you to embrace your inner beast.